Only 8 days after exchanging vows, the groom, Cody Johnson, mysteriously vanished. At first, the police treated it as a missing persons case, but the plot took a dark twist when Cody's bride, Jordan Graham, received a message from a stranger. Now the police suspected that Cody had been murdered, perhaps even before he and his bride had consummated their marriage. This is the chilling tale of love turned lethal in the breathtaking, yet treacherous, Glacier National Park. Kalispell, Montana is a charming country town known as the gateway to Glacier National Park. Nestled in the heart of the Flathead Valley, Kalispell offers a perfect blend of small-town charm and breathtaking natural beauty. Surrounded by the majestic Rocky Mountains, this picturesque town is a haven for outdoor enthusiasts and adventure seekers. It's in this stunning yet unforgiving wilderness that Cody Johnson would meet his untimely death. 24-year-old Cody Johnson was born in San Jose, California. After his parents divorced, Cody was raised by his mother Sherry, and he was her only child. Seeking a fresh start, Sherry decided to move to Montana, where they began a new life. Cody was an outdoor enthusiast who loved fishing, hiking, shooting, and making people laugh. One of his biggest passions was working on cars and racing them with friends. After graduating from school, Cody got a job at Nomad Communications, where he worked alongside his uncle and several friends. His boss, Cameron Fredrickson, was a childhood friend and a close companion. Everything seemed to be going perfectly for Cody. However, he confided in friends that he felt something was missing in his life. He wanted a wife, to settle down, and to raise a family. He often expressed his desire to meet a church girl. On Halloween of 2011, Cody's wish came true when he met 21-year-old Jordan Graham at a church service. Jordan was quite different from Cody. She was shy, quiet, reserved, and an introvert who only opened up when she felt comfortable around someone. Despite their differences, they shared a love for the outdoors, particularly hiking. One of their favorite places to visit was the famous Glacier National Park, with its over 700 miles of trails. Jordan loved children and often helped babysit her friends' kids, dreaming of having her own one day. She grew up in a strict Christian household with many rules and high expectations, including no sex before marriage. Jordan was deeply involved in her church, Faith Baptist Church, where all her friends were members, making it her whole world. After graduating, she worked as a nanny for families in the church and expressed her desire to be a stay-at-home mum and devote her life to raising her own children. As Cody started attending her church, their relationship blossomed. According to friends, Cody seemed completely in love with Jordan, wanting to be around her day and night. Just a few weeks into dating, Cody told his mum he wanted to marry Jordan. Things were moving quickly, they had the right things in common, and complemented each other well. Jordan's reserved nature balanced Cody's sociability. However, it was obvious to family and friends that Cody was more in love than Jordan. Close friends of Jordan said they had never seen them affectionate in public. They never held hands or even kissed. After a year of dating, in December 2012, Cody proposed to Jordan, and she joyfully accepted. Everyone was surprised. They set their wedding date for June 29th, 2013. Jordan chose her best friend, Kimberly Martinez, as her matron of honor. After 6 months of planning, Jordan and Cody were married. Jordan personally recorded the song to be played for their first dance. She sobbed uncontrollably as she walked down the aisle, avoiding eye contact with Cody and looking at the ground instead. But due to her introverted nature, no one was surprised. Cody took a week off from work and was due back on July 8th. Instead of going on a honeymoon vacation, the couple opted to spend their week off decorating their new home. The morning after their wedding, Jordan was beyond reluctant. She was despondent and regretful. She texted her best friend and matron of honor, Kimberly, expressing how confused she was. She later told her they'd talk about it when they met and preferred not to text about it. When they met, Jordan didn't tell Kimberly what had happened exactly, but the text continued, each one sounding more remorseful and desperate. In her expression, one thing was certain. She never wanted to have sex with Cody. She even told Kimberly that something bad might happen if he tried to force her to do it. Then, on Sunday, July 7th, 2013, a day before Cody was to return to work, Cody had plans to go kayaking with his father-in-law, but cancelled, saying Jordan had a surprise for him. Another friend of Cody said he had called off a round of golf for the exact same reason. Cody and Jordan went to an afternoon church service, then headed to the lake. Afterward, they went to Dairy Queen to have a late dinner with some friends before leaving together. Monday, July 8th, marked the end of Cody's week off. But the usually prompt and hard-working Cody failed to show up for work. Cody's boss, Cameron, tried calling him, but there was no response. Later in the day, Jordan texted Cameron to ask if Cody had reported to work. This was unusual for Cody, so Cameron decided to go to the couple's house to look for him. When he got there, no one answered the door, so he forced himself inside, but the house was empty. There were no signs of a break-in, and nothing seemed to be missing. Cameron then checked the garage for any clues and found Cody's phone. It was unusual for Cody to go anywhere without his phone. Cameron quickly started calling all of Cody's friends and family, but no one had seen him since they left Dairy Queen the previous night. Jordan was also nowhere to be found, so Cameron went to the police station to file a missing persons report. The police were surprised that it was Cameron, not Jordan, reporting Cody missing. Later that day, detectives contacted Jordan and invited her for questioning. Jordan told the detectives that on their way back from Dairy Queen, Cody had taken a call and had a long conversation with someone. She continued, explaining that when they arrived home, she had a low battery on her phone and had left her charger at work. She hopped back into her car and returned to her workplace to get her charger, leaving Cody in the garage. She then received a text from Cody saying he was going for a drive with someone. When she arrived back home, she saw him leaving in a dark-coloured car with Washington license plates. Jordan said this wasn't unusual, as Cody loved cars and would often go out with new friends to race, sometimes staying out very late. Jordan said she didn't want to report him missing in case he came back and was angry at her for overreacting. Hearing this, Cameron and Cody's other friends began searching nearby hospitals in case he had gone joyriding and gotten into a wreck, but there were no clues. Cameron then tried to access Cody's social media accounts, hoping to figure out where he might have gone. Detectives obtained Cody's call logs and discovered a Washington number had called him around the time Jordan mentioned. They traced the number to a man named Jose. Jose told the cops he had called Cody to talk about some tools he had borrowed earlier, and their conversation was nothing out of the ordinary. Jose was cleared and the cops concluded he had nothing to do with Cody's disappearance. It was just a coincidence. 3 days had passed since Cody was last seen, and friends and family were doing everything they could to find him. Jordan was in and out of the police station, answering different questions, but her answers were inconsistent. On one occasion, she told detectives they had an argument, and Cody left angrily, later texting that he was leaving with friends. In another statement, she said she saw him in the backseat of a car, driving away with unknown friends. Cops told Jordan her statements aren't matching up, and it's important she's telling the truth. Back at the house, friends and family come together to gather information on finding Cody. Jordan was visibly upset. She was angry that everyone was there instead of being happy and grateful for their efforts and support. She didn't want to talk to anyone. She didn't want to share ideas with anyone. At one point, her anger was visible as she removed her wedding ring and flung it across the room in the presence of everyone. Now her friend, Kimberly, is getting suspicious Jordan isn't telling the truth. Then Wednesday, July 10th, out of the blue, Jordan received an email from a guy called Tony the Carman. Tony's email read, in part, "Hello Jordan, my name is Tony. There is no bother looking for Cody anymore. He's gone. Call off the search." The email further stated that Cody had fallen off the cliff while they were hiking. Jordan showed this email to her friend Kimberly. Kimberly was freaked out and told Jordan to take it to the police station immediately. Upon getting to the police station, Jordan assumes the cops will call off the search after seeing the email. She was wrong. Jordan confirmed that she did indeed know a Tony who worked with Cody. Authorities swiftly located him and summoned him for an interview. Tony revealed that it had been a long while since he had last seen or spoken to Cody, and he had never used an email associated with Carmen Tony. He willingly provided his phone and computer records, but this left the police back at square one. They issued a subpoena to Google regarding the mysterious email, and also sought data from Cody and Jordan's phones. With the email hinting at Cody's fall from a cliff, Jordan rallied her own search party. They ventured into the rugged expanse of Glacier National Park, navigating narrow, winding, and seemingly endless roads. The vastness of the park loomed over them, and they knew that the search could stretch on for weeks if he was even there to be found. When they reached the hill, Jordan's search party put up missing posters and looked for possible places Cody might have fallen, but the park was extensively wide. A day later, they returned with Jordan now seeming driven by a mission. They navigated past winding roads and sheer cliff edges, any of which Cody might have traversed. Ascending higher and higher, Jordan expressed a resolute determination to reach a particular spot. She told her friends that Cody had longed to visit this place before he died, and she believed the Holy Spirit was guiding her there. Suddenly, Jordan brought the car to an abrupt stop near the loop trail. She leapt out, heading toward a perilous drop-off flanked by jagged rocks and dense trees. The descent was treacherous, plunging 300 feet into the abyss. Undeterred by a safety barrier, Jordan scaled the wall and advanced to the edge. Leaning over, she called out that she could see someone in the water below. With growing urgency, she shouted repeatedly, insisting it was Cody. The search party swiftly alerted the park rangers, but the encroaching darkness and hazardous conditions made an immediate descent impossible. They had to wait until dawn. At 8 a.m. on July 12th, the search for Cody Johnson met a tragic conclusion. Using ropes anchored to trees, the searchers carefully made their way down the cliff. They discovered a blue trainer matching the one Cody wore on the day he disappeared. Finally reaching the bottom, they found Cody Johnson lying face down in the shallow water near a waterfall. Close to his body was a small piece of black cloth, and his wedding ring was conspicuously absent. As the news spread that Cody had been found, his friends and family were baffled by why he would have been up there at night. His friend Eddie remarked that although Cody loved exploring and taking long walks, he would never have strayed off the path or climbed over the walls in the dark. Cody wasn't particularly good with heights. He avoided high places and preferred the safer, lower-level tourist routes with sturdy retaining walls. Eddie even recalled a day when Cody couldn't climb a ladder to change a light bulb for his mother due to his fear of heights. Shortly after Cody's body was discovered, Jordan posted a wedding photo on Instagram. The caption read, "Miss you so much, Cody. Not a day will go by where I don't think about you. You will live on in my heart forever. I know you're in a better place now looking down on me. You're my angel. Love you with all my heart and soul. See you again one day." 2 weeks passed, and police were still investigating the mysterious email. Meanwhile, Cody was laid to rest. During his funeral, Jordan spent most of the service on her phone, displaying no visible emotion. While this might have been her way of coping, her best friend Kimberly found it disturbingly strange. This prompted Kimberly to visit the police station and offer new insights into the investigation. She shared intriguing text messages she had received from Jordan both before and after the wedding. Despite the seemingly perfect nuptials, Kimberly recalled many conversations where Jordan seemed more thrilled about planning the wedding than about the prospect of being married to Cody. It was as if she was more excited to be a bride than a wife. Others observed that Cody was always more in love with Jordan than she was with him. Kimberly recounted instances where Jordan questioned whether she was making the right decision. Other friends corroborated this, noting that Jordan seemed anxious about the wedding night and unsure about committing to Cody. Kimberly revealed the text she received from Jordan the night after the wedding. "I don't know if all this was the right thing to do. So much happened last night. I just don't know," Kimberly asked. "Last night at the wedding or last night in the room?" Jordan replied, "Being married and after the wedding." "What happened after?" Kimberly inquired. The text continued. Using the excuse of starting her period, Jordan said, "Tonight I freaking hope it works because if I'm forced to do something, I'm going to freak out. On the night of July 7th, as the pair were leaving Dairy Queen after dinner, Kimberly received another text from Jordan who said she wanted to talk to Cody about her true feelings. Kimberly assured her she would send positivity and prayers their way. Just before 9 p.m, Jordan texted again, saying, "But dead serious, if you don't hear from me at all tonight, something happened." Later that night, Jordan appeared on Kimberly's doorstep, explaining that the conversation with Cody had not gone well. She said Cody became very angry and she ended up leaving the house to stay with her brother. This, combined with Jordan's unreal ability to pinpoint Cody's location, her remarks about him wanting to see that place before he died, and her failure to report him missing, struck Kimberly as profoundly suspicious. She had a sickening feeling that Jordan was somehow responsible for Cody's death, though she couldn't fathom how or why. Detectives shared these suspicions, especially given Jordan's ever-changing stories. Kimberly's text message evidence only bolstered their concerns. Then, the IP address from the mysterious email was traced back to her stepfather's home. Despite Jordan's claim that they were apart the night Cody drove off, phone records revealed this was a lie. Both phones were together in Glacier National Park at 9:17 p.m. Utilizing this time frame, the authorities obtained CCTV footage from the park's entrance, clearly showing Cody's car with both Jordan and Cody inside. The police were no longer hunting for the elusive carman Tony. Their focus was now squarely on Jordan Graham. Jordan was asked to come into the station and tell them the full truth about what had happened that night. Eventually, she broke down and revealed that the conversation with Cody about her feelings had escalated into a heated argument. Cody had suggested annulling the marriage if she felt that way, but Jordan feared the repercussions of divorcing just 8 days after their wedding. How and why they ended up in the car driving to the park remains unclear, but they set off on a trail together. At one point, Jordan mentioned using a blindfold, teasing Cody she had a surprise for him. She said they walked over a bridge and climbed over the retaining wall where the argument continued. "I should have waited a little bit longer to get married, but I wasn't feeling like it was on cloud 9. I didn't want to do that trick because I was afraid he couldn't fall," Jordan explained. She recounted that Cody reassured her she could put on the blindfold, take a step, and he wouldn't fall, but she couldn't shake the fear of falling. The argument intensified, and when Cody tried to grab her arm and her jacket, in a moment of panic she pushed him, and he went over the edge. Jordan then left the scene, went home, and told her brother. This confession, though fragmented and filled with ambiguities, painted a clearer picture for the authorities. It revealed a tragic culmination of fear, confusion, and desperation, unraveling the mystery that had surrounded Cody's death. When asked if she had planned to kill Cody, Jordan said, "No," claiming it was a momentary burst of emotion. However, officers were skeptical. Why hadn't she run for help instead of heading to her stepfather's computer to fake an email? Why would Cody, who was afraid of heights, have climbed over the edge in the first place? Even for someone unafraid of heights, scaling a safety wall in the pitch-black night above a 300-foot drop while wearing a blindfold seemed inconceivable. Jordan Graham was officially charged with murder and was expected to be arraigned in court. A federal judge ordered her release under home detention and mandated a mental health evaluation. Cody's friends and family were relieved she was finally charged. "It's going in the right direction, and justice will be served, but at the end of the day, we're still missing a huge part of our lives," they said. Initially, Jordan was charged with second-degree murder and making false statements, but soon, prosecutors upped the charges. The grand jury added a charge of premeditated first-degree murder. Levi and Latoni Blaisdell, childhood friends of Cody who had introduced the couple, noticed Jordan's strange behavior before the wedding and her lack of emotion afterward. During the trial, Jordan's defense claimed it was an accident in the midst of a heated argument. However, the prosecution argued it was premeditated. They cited the blindfold, phone records, fake email, failure to alert anyone or report Cody missing, and lack of emotion as evidence that Jordan planned to kill Cody and hoped to pin it on someone else. On the second day of the trial, prosecutors played video footage of police interviews where Jordan lied multiple times. Her 16-year-old brother testified that she had lied to him and took him to the cliff to find Cody's body. Her best friend, Kimberly, testified that Jordan had claimed Cody had a terrible temper, which Cody's friends said was another lie. On December 12, 2013, just 4 days after the trial began, Jordan Graham changed her plea to guilty. She told the judge, "This was the truth about what really happened at the cliff at Glacier National Park. I wasn't thinking of where we were. It was a reckless act. I just pushed." The prosecution offered a deal to drop the charges of first-degree murder and lying to federal authorities if Jordan agreed to plead guilty to second-degree murder. Jordan Graham's plea deal culminated in a 30-year federal prison sentence with no possibility of parole. After the sentencing, the judge remarked, "There's only one person in this room who truly knows what happened, and I don't believe she's been entirely truthful." Jordan filed a motion to withdraw her plea on March 26, 2014, but it was promptly denied. For those left behind by Cody, the heartbreak remains profound. They grapple with how things spiraled so tragically. They believe Cody would have walked away from the marriage if it meant Jordan's happiness, as her well-being was always paramount to him. His affectionate, animated, and vibrant personality is deeply missed by all who knew and loved him. Thank you for joining us on this captivating true crime story. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more true crime stories.